Hey guys, welcome to the show. So it's a terrible winter's day outside in Melbourne, but we've bunkered down. We've snuck into the hotel, and I'm here. I've got two guys from Underoath. With me here is Grant and James. How's it going, guys?
Going great, really good.
Yeah, everything's good.
Despite the muggy weather. Other than that, it's great.
Tonight you guys are going on at Festival Hall in Melbourne. It's known as quite a sort of prestigious rock and roll venue, especially in Melbourne. You've had bands from throughout the years, from the Beatles, Rage Against the Machine, Radiohead, everything like that. Do you guys ever get excited about playing on like sort of concert stages that people have played on before, or playing in lineups with bands that you're like, oh my god, I can't believe we get to play with them?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, we all love music, that's why we do it. So when you see a band that you respect and love, and you get to see them live or play with them, it's like the best thing ever, you know? And yeah, I've heard a lot about this venue just being here yesterday and today, and I'm really excited to see it. I think that we might have played it before, I'm not sure. Someone said we did. We did Taste Chaos like 6 years ago or something that came over here, but I can't remember. But either way, yeah, this place is supposed to, obviously has a lot of history, and that's just cool to think that you're on the same stage as like the Beatles and stuff like that. It's awesome. It's
been a little bit since you guys have been back in Australia, and now you're back. We got a new album come out last year, November of last year. It's Disambiguation, and you've had a bit of a lineup change. Got yourself a new drummer. In Daniel Davidson. Are you guys sort of bringing a new, a different sound in any way?
Yeah, I think I don't think it's like a complete departure from what we were, but I mean our band's always been progressive from album to album. We try and change it up somewhat because we're always into new things, and I think writing the same record is kind of the worst. I would never want to do that. I mean, like, that just doesn't seem like a fun part of being in a band or writing music and creating art. So yeah, obviously with him taking over drums, it's a different style of drumming, which affects everything, and then Spencer taking over all the vocals, singing a lot more different melody styles. Like his melodies are a lot darker than opposed to like Aaron's were a lot poppier. So it definitely changes. But yeah, it's not really a conscious decision. It just kind of just happens when you write, for us.
Yeah, I think it's just a more mature record for us. We're continuing to grow as people and musicians, and I think it's all just translating into the music.
How does the sort of the dynamic in the band change a little bit when you sort of bring in a new member? Is it weird to sort of bring them into what is essentially your extended family?
It was weird in the fact that things seemed to be a little bit more normal than amongst the band. Like the relationships were just a lot tighter, and just felt really comfortable, oddly enough. It wasn't a departure or weirdness or anything like that. It's just weird that it was so comfortable.
Nothing against Aaron, but obviously there was some tension. That's why, and direction, art-wise, whatever, that's why it split. And when Daniel came in, it just like was so much more cohesive with everyone, and just everyone, just their morale, and just everyone was happier,
So then, being that sort of the dynamic changed a little bit, was it a very different experience recording Disambiguation?
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
No, it was cool because when we started writing it, it's kind of the same thing when we wrote Chasing Safety. In my mind, is like when we wrote Chasing Safety, we just got Spencer in the band, new singer. Aaron was starting to sing. It was his new thing, and it was just kind of like everyone's like either everyone's like, oh, they're done, or this is going to be cool, or no one knows what's going to sound like, so you kind of have this freedom to do whatever you want to do. And with Chasing Safety, we definitely we explored that. We obviously went in. That record is more of a rock than the previous ones, and this one was the same way. It was just kind of everyone was on the page of just being down to go in any direction and try anything out, and there wasn't any person being like, oh no, that's too far, you can't do that. It's just like everyone was literally like, oh, that's cool, let's just go with that and see what happens. And that's why I think on this record there's a lot of diversity in styles of songs, which I think rules, and it helps just figuring out what we like and writing with each other how it blends.
It's fairly well known that you guys all sort of come from a sort of Christian faith background. but you've kind of made a point of not identifying yourself with Christian rock and everything like that. Do you think that when people sort of get that sort of information, do you think it sort of contextualizes how they view your band some way, or?
Oh, I think so completely. I mean, I know for me personally, like we've had discussions, and even before a couple tours ago, we just had a discussion where everyone was at on a spiritual level, and our band is let's say divided, but just very different. There's dudes in our band that at this point in life don't really consider themselves quote unquote Christian, and some that do. And it's one of those things where it's like, as far as a band goes, whether you're Christian or non-Christian, you kind of feel like if you're not all on the same page, on or off, then you can't claim something. So at this point, we're kind of I guess we don't claim to be a Christian band. And I know that, like, that's the kind of thing where, like, with a lot of, especially younger adults, fans, whatever, like, if you say something like that, they take it in this regard of, like, oh, they're not a Christian band. They hate God. Like, it becomes this extremist thing, you know, and it's like, it sucks. I mean, as dumb as that sounds to say that people think like that, that is, like, a lot of people's initial reaction. It's a very delicate thing to deal with, so it's not something I just say, hey, what's up, I'm a Christian, or hey, what's up, I'm not a Christian, and then it's like, okay, well, I know everything about you and what you think and how it works. So it's yeah, I think it's a very delicate thing, and it definitely will affect and has affected how people view us and how they don't.
Yeah, I think it's just more simply, it's just we respect people and we're honest about who we are as people too, and then just always present it in that way, and the irrational people are going to act irrationally too, and rational people are going to understand and be cool. So it's pretty much how it goes.
Yeah, speaking of, probably going to make a few enemies, but the irrational people, I mean, there was this thing recently, you guys released a video clip, Paper Lungs, for your song Paper Lungs, which is an awesome video clip. It looks like you guys had a lot of fun making it.
Yeah.
But there are these sort of symbols used towards the end, and
yeah.
I think some people sort of read a little bit too much into it, and it kind of exploded into you guys becoming secret members of the Illuminati and things like that. Is that hard to deal with sometimes?
It's hard to deal with because, I mean, being us, we're just so like it's baffling. Like, how does someone think that the six of us are in this like secret society that we've been keeping secret all along? All of a sudden, we're gonna tell everyone, and it's like, it's
not very good at being a secret, is it?
Yeah. It's like, I hate to say it, it's just stupid, and it's like you have kids that are like going back and looking in lyrics and like, oh, this is in this song 4 years ago. This must mean something. And it's just like, what are you talking about? You know, and yeah, it's the thing that's funny is all the symbol stuff and the sign stuff is like, it happened on a shirt once randomly. It was on a tour shirt, and then we came up with the tour poster for this idea, and you know, the Illuminati thing had kind of been mentioned here and there. We're just like, oh, that's not anything serious, whatever. No one actually thinks that, but the symbols we think it's cool. We're gonna use it. And then the video came up, and the director actually just randomly used that stuff because the end of the video is supposed to be like the apocalypse, the end of the world. So it's all this kind of religious symbols and stuff that would go along with that. And a couple of those are in there. And so that was just kind of like the icing on the cake. It just happened, and then this wave, and then we had to like literally put a message up saying, hey, we're not in this cult. And there's still people that think we are, so whatever.
I can appreciate the enthusiasm of a fan who wants to go through all your work and circle and highlight all the things that can kind of connect the dots, and I mean, that's respectful that you care that much, but you're being a bit ridiculous.
It's like a bad Mel Gibson movie.
But clearly your denial is proof that you're actually in the secret cult. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for coming on the show. So congratulations on the success of the album, and hopefully the tour goes well. So the album is out, Disambiguation it's called. It's really good. Go check it out, and good luck on the tour, guys.
Thank you very much. Hey, what's up? I'm Grant.
And I'm James from Underoath, and thanks for watching.